This unmasking story and where we're headed. Dana Perino is co-host of The Five. She's in New York. Chris Stirewalt is Fox News politics editor. Chris, when you talk to Democrats and people who are skeptical about this part of the investigation, they say unmasking is not illegal. Right. This is chasing a rabbit, and it takes the eyes off of what Mueller is focused on and all the stories we're hearing about Paul Manafort and other things. Yet the number of Samantha Power's unmasking is pretty remarkable.
Well, I work hard to care very little what partisans say about investigations. I do care what good reporters and good reporting reveals. And it is possible for two things to be simultaneously true. That there is a worthwhile cause of inquiry for Robert Mueller for the special counsel's investigation, and for it also to be altogether wholly and completely weird that the ambassador to the United Nations for the United States of America would be making this many unmasking requests over the course of time. And now that we have some context for it compared to what her predecessors and similarly situated individuals did, it gets weirder and weirder.
Yeah, Dana, I mean, you have the people, the Obama officials investigated for unmasking. You have the CIA Director John Brennan. You have Samantha Power. We just mentioned Susan Rice, National Security Advisor, and the Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes. But we're told that Samantha Power exponentially had more unmasking of names and under surveillance than anybody else.
And so it's an interesting question, too, about what sort of obligation do you have to respond to the public after you've left office? So you were entrusted with this position when you were with the Obama administration. You've since left office. It's been 9 months. So what is your obligation? And I would say that it's a strong one. And she says, Samantha Power, through an attorney, says she will testify in a classified setting next month. In the meantime, you've already had Susan Rice testify, and by all accounts, apparently, and I think Catherine Harris just reiterated this, she was as forthcoming as she can be. I think there are still some questions as to then why did you say that you didn't know about the unmasking? But she's very emphatic that she did not leak any names. And I think that when it gets down to it, they will try to say it's not illegal, but was it an abuse of power for Samantha Powers to be asking for that many number of unmaskings, and what were you doing with them? I think that's a question that the public deserves an answer to.
Yeah, we should point out that the actual leaking, if it was leaked to the media, that is illegal, but the asking for the unmasking is not. Here is Trey Gowdy in that hearing with John Brennan.
Do you recall any U.S. ambassadors asking that names be unmasked?
I don't know. Maybe it's ringing a vague bell, but I could not answer with any confidence.
On either January 19th or up till noon on January the 20th, did you make any unmasking request?
I do not believe I did.
And Chris, the sourcing is that there were unmasking requests all the way almost to the inauguration day itself. Mm-hmm. Paint the picture here. You know, you have what's being reported about Paul Manafort, that there was a wire, that there was a FISA request, a FISA court weighed in, allowed a warrant, and there was monitoring of Paul Manafort in Trump Tower. And then you have this. I mean, string it all together here.
Well, look at it this way. When Democrats saw their hopes in 2016 turn sideways and smash into a telephone pole, I think that their concerns about Trump, look, there's no intimation that there is anything wrong with the investigation into Paul Manafort, who has had legal problems and inquiries for a long time. He is not new to dealing with federal prosecutors. So there's no intimation that any of that was done wrongly. But what you start to see is this possibility take shape, which is they unmasked and then trolled the stuff in front of lawmakers and hoped that they'd get lucky on leaks.
Dana and Chris, as always, thank you.